Cool. So today we're going to continue the series on stock market investing. And what I want to cover today is the most important thing that you have to do before you invest. And to me and to a lot of investors, what we need to do is we need to know what we're getting into. We need to know the business and actually understand it. And there's many reasons why this is the most important factor when you decide to invest. Remember, when you buy a stock, you're actually a part owner of that company. Yes, you're a very small owner, but if you change your mindset from a consumer and a customer to a business owner, then you'd want to know what you're getting into and you want to know everything you can about that business. So on the last episode, I asked you guys to look up and do some basic research on a company that you already knew. Today, I want you to take that a step further, and we're going to try to answer some questions about that business that perhaps you didn't know before, or perhaps you did. We're just going to keep going through that notion of learning about the business as much as we can. Okay, so the first thing you need to think about is what product or service your company sells. Easy as that. What product or service, why are they selling it, anything you can think about the product. If they have a future product lineup coming up, understand how this product and service environment works. Second thing you need to think is who are the customers, who are buying these products and services, why are they buying it, and what do they think about the product and service. The third thing, which is to me is extremely important, is who is the CEO. Is he or she reputable? Do they have experience? Do they have a track record? Or maybe not. Maybe they're yet to prove themselves. Maybe this is their first sort of venture, and they might have good ideas. So just make sure you're in line with how the leadership is trying to promote the business. And you can look all these people up on Google, and also look at the board of your companies. All the CEOs report to a board made up of a set of people, and make sure they're in line with your vision of the company too. It's not a good idea to invest in something that you don't believe in, and if you don't believe in the trajectory of that business, then don't invest in it in the first place. Next thing it's good to look at is the competition. Who are the competitors? What products and services compete directly with the ones that your business sells? And personally, I like picking businesses that have very few competition, and if there is competition, I make sure that my business has the edge in every way possible. And this limits my set of businesses to invest in, but it's what I like to do, and it's what I understand. So there's investing strategies that cover businesses that sell more like commodity type products, and that's fine. If you understand how that works and you understand how to invest in those companies, then all for it. No objections for me. I'm just not comfortable investing in that. I'm not comfortable explaining how to invest in that, so we're not going to cover it on this channel, but certainly something that other people like to do. Alright, so far all these things we've covered fall under what I call the fundamentals of a business, and just the basic principles of how the business is run and the potential future of that business. I haven't talked about the number side of thing, which the numbers of course are very important, but we're going to try to keep it as simple as possible. I'm just going to narrow it down to 3 things, and those 3 are going to be revenue, how much total money the company brings in, costs, how much does it cost your company or your business to get that revenue, and profit, what's the difference between the two basically. It's simple, that's all we care about when we're long-term investing. And yes, we get more complicated. You can look at earnings per share, you can look at a lot of other metrics like a PE ratio, but I'm not going to get into any of that right now. We're going to keep it simple, and later on we'll start diving into some of these topics. But for now, I just want to analyze this. I want you to analyze this for your business. And now you may be asking, where can I find all these numbers? All you have to do is another Google search. What a surprise, huh? You're going to type the name of your business followed by investor relations, and that's it. You're going to go to the direct website and you're going to get to see all those metrics. Now, if you don't want to do this yourself, there's other websites that you can go to, like Yahoo Finance or something like this, that'll get you a very basic overview of your company's numbers over the past year or so, something like that. But just get used to finding these things. Learn their investor relations website of the business you're choosing, and that's a proper way to do it. Now, if this is a lot of work and you don't want to spend the time going through all of this, then maybe individual stock picking isn't for you. I'm not going to lie to you. You have to put in the work. And like I said, if it's not for you, that's perfectly fine. But then all you have to do is buy the index, buy the S&P 500 index, put money in that index every month and forget about it. And then in 5, 10 years, you'll have a lot of money. That is just how it works. And don't take it from me, take it from Warren Buffett, who's, in my eyes, one of the greatest investors ever. And he says that when he dies, he wants his family to buy the S&P 500 index because he doesn't think anyone is going to put in the work to do the research on the companies. And once again, that's perfectly fine. I just don't want you to have false ideas and false narratives of getting rich quick and investing in something and it's going to shoot up 20% the next day. That's unrealistic. That's never going to happen. And if it does happen, it's by all means not consistent. If something goes up 20% in one day, it can easily come down 20% the next day. So you don't have to pretend like that's a get rich quick type of deal. We're doing this the proper way. And something to keep in mind is you don't have to know about every business, and you're never going to. Personally, I know very little businesses, and the ones I do understand to a better extent, I only invest in a couple of them. So I'm not going to pretend to know everything about every company. If some of you guys watch TV, there's this crazy guy on CNBC, and someone calls in, and they're like, "Oh, what do you think about this stock?" And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, no, they're bad, they're good, do this, do that." He claims to know everything about every company, but that's straight bullshit. There's no way he can do that. And even this morning, one of my friends asked me, what do I think about a certain stock? It was a stock in the clothing line. And I was honest with him. I was like, dude, I don't know. I seen the stock drop in price dramatically, but I honestly don't know what to do with it. I don't know if it's undervalued, if it's overvalued. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know something I don't. And I'm not going to give you false narratives on the stock. Imagine if I tell my friend, oh yeah, that's a great deal. Buy, buy, buy. He goes, buys the stock, and then it keeps tanking, and then he gets pissed at me. It's like, it's not worth it. Or even if he buys it and it shoots up, I'm not going to take credit for that because I had no idea what I was doing. So, big way to minimize your risk when you buy stocks in the stock market is to know what you're actually know what you're doing, know what you're getting into, most importantly. And the better you know the business, the better chance you have for picking good stocks. Now, so far, I've talked about business fundamentals, the numbers a little bit, but everything's been very basic. And something you might have noticed is I haven't even mentioned the stock price. Maybe one of my friends' example, but stock price to me is something that you look at the very end. Once you actually understand the business, you understand the future growth of the business, you understand how the leadership works, you understand the products, you understand the numbers. Once you have all this under your belt, then you can sort of see where the business is valued. And that's what we care about. We care about value. We don't care about price. Price is meaningless. All we care about is value. Once we know the value, then we look at the price, and then we know if we're getting a cheap deal for our business, or if it's overvalued and we don't want to get in. See, I have a lot of companies on a wish list type deal. Companies that I like their leadership, I like their products, I like their numbers, but the price is just too high, and I'm not going to pay that much for a business that I don't think is that valuable. So it's on my wish list, and whenever that price tanks, it might never tank, but if it does, that's when I jump in and I pick it up. Okay, I think that's enough information for one video. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I want you to actually keep up with what I'm asking you to do. Last video, I wanted you to do some basic research on a company you already knew. Now we're going in deeper. Answer those questions at the start of the video. What product or service? Who are the consumers? Who are the leadership team, CEO? Look at the numbers on a basic level, revenue, cost, profit, and get comfortable finding these numbers. And on the next video, I'll go through more things that you should look at. Still, if you don't feel comfortable pulling the trigger on anything, don't do it. I'm not going to ask you to pull the trigger and buy a stock. But I hope you feel more comfortable than you were a couple videos ago because you actually understand what's in the game now. And I've mentioned it very times. If you don't want to go through the research, just buy the index. Just as easy as that, and it's a great investment. Just the S&P 500 index is a great investment. Buy it every month, every time you get paid. Put some of that away into that index, and your money will grow for sure. And if you don't want to put the research, then don't do individual stock picking. I'll keep saying it. And I know people might get offended. It's not an offense, honestly. If you don't want to put in the work, just buy the index. You'll probably beat 99% of people out there if you buy the index. Honestly, that's the way it is. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it brought some value to you. I'm going to keep posting. I'm going to try to make it easy to invest and make sure you build your wealth. Make sure everyone meets their goals. And I can't stop saying it. I enjoy doing this a lot, and I feel like I'm going to do it for a long time. But that's it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.